Hi, and welcome to FCS Sports Picks, SBR Sports Picks. My name is Peter Loshak. This is the live show that we do every weekday at 10:30 Eastern Time. Today is Monday, June 26th. Shout out to our friends at Intertops. And, of course, we come from sportsbookreview.com, which is a whole host of sites you can use for everything you need for your sports betting needs. Sportsbookreview.com, SBRodds.com. SBRforum.com, all that. Matty, guys, is in the bathroom right now. He will be back in a second. And, of course, today we have a very, very short card. So we'll shoot the shit with Matty when he stops back in. Shout out to everyone who's tuning in right away. Vitalis, Shane Colmer, Big Ho, Jim Bean, and, of course, our favorite, Wang Zhou, legitimate Chinese guy from China who makes brilliant comments every day. And we've got a short card today, so when Matty guys comes back, we'll talk about how last week went and how the weekend went. But as of right now, I'm seeing a bunch of interesting situations and just one pick that seems to me to be obviously the low-hanging fruit of the day, which I think I'll make it as a pick. And the low-hanging fruit pick, I did bet it on the overnight line. There's not a lot that I bet on the overnights. The only real thing I bet was I'm trying to think what I bet. I don't think I really bet anything except for this one, and that is LA Dodgers. LA Dodgers with Hill on the mound against Velasco going. Our regular viewers know that I'm not a big buyer on Rich Hill going forward long term, and including in this start. But I think the Dodgers have such a big edge here, and Hill has been, his last start was okay. At some point, I think he's going to completely fall apart, but, hopefully that won't happen in this game. And if it doesn't, I think the Dodgers should cash this one fairly easily. So I did take this one on the opening line. I got minus 202. I remember that one. Now it's up to, the minus 2 teams. So I'll take the Dodgers minus 1 here. The money line part of that will be at BetOnline minus 213. And the run line part of that will be at Pinnacle minus 108. So that means that this is, a little bit better than minus 160. So that's a pretty big, home favorite line for a minus 1 line. But I'll take it. Make it the low-hanging fruit, and as long as Hill doesn't completely fall apart here, I think that one should cash. There is a chance that Hill will fall completely apart, and in that case, might still cash, but it's going to be a lot dicier. And if they lose, I'll lose 1.6 units or so. But LA Dodgers minus 1 is the low-hanging fruit of the day, I think, obviously, and it also might be my only pick of the day because there's some other stuff that's going on. Obviously, a lot of interesting stuff. Not sure I want to pull the trigger on any of it, though. Hamill's returning for Texas, and I'm not a buyer on him going back. But there's something really, really weird about Cleveland at home. They're horrifically bad at home. Even when they get a great start from Corey Kluber, no matter what happens, they just have some kind of bizarre psychological block at home. Not that I wouldn't be willing to take them at some point. At some point, I think they're going to turn that around. But as of right now, I'm going to be very, very careful about taking Cleveland at home, and especially at a big favorite line, minus 170, minus 160 here. And, I when Kluber started, I made 2 basic predictions on that game. I said, I expect Kluber to be once again excellent, and there's no way in hell I'm touching Cleveland at that big of a favorite line. And, of course, they did wind up losing. There's something up with Cleveland. And the other game that's interesting is we have Minnesota and Boston, Berrios against Sale. Obviously, Berrios is excellent and the real deal, but you're getting a massive road underdog line here. And you are getting a massive road underdog line here. So it's very tempting to think about taking Minnesota with Berrios. But, of course, Chris Sale is also the real deal. And Minnesota is the opposite of Cleveland. Of course, Minnesota just coming off of a road sweep, and Minnesota plus 60% on the road. So it's tempting to take them here. And as the line actually climbs up, which I'm seeing that it is climbing, it was at about plus 180 when it opened. Now it's all the way up into the plus 190s. You could make a case for taking Minnesota here. I'm going to probably hold off on that one. And you could also make a case, obviously, for the first 5 innings under, which would still be about 4.5. In the minus 120s market wide. Both those plays you could make a case for. You could make a case for maybe taking Cleveland, despite their horrible home record. And you could make a case, of course, for taking Washington. Washington is starting Gonzalez, who's having great start in and start out. And the Cubs, of course, also another team that's been horrific on the road. They're starting Eddie Butler. He is subpar at best, although he hasn't actually
gotten just a name you can't trust.
Who, right? Eddie Butler? Yeah, I mean, I don't know if he's gotten shelled this year yet. I'd have to remind myself, but he's definitely not had. He's definitely shaky as hell. Most starts, he's going 4 innings and putting you behind the 8
Buck farmer. It's like you can't even imagine like 2030 inductee of the Hall of Fame. Buck Farmer.
Maybe. I don't know.
Maybe
Buck
like
Farmer's
the 4-H Hall of Fame.
Buck Farmer's actually been okay, though, I think. Butler has been legitimately a guy you want to fade. So that's the situation right now. LA Dodgers -1 is the low-hanging fruit of the day and my only official pick. I'm also, thinking about, I guess you would say Washington -1 is a lean. I guess you would say Minnesota as a huge underdog is a lean, and Minnesota and Boston first 5 under would be a lean. And the Cleveland and Texas game, geez, I don't know. Maybe just Cleveland on the team total over at 4.5 would be the best way to play that one, just so you don't wind up having to actually bet Cleveland as a big favorite at home. And if Hamels does get hit, over 4.5 -127 is the line right now at Pinnacle. So that's and then of course on the other interesting game today is Philly and Arizona. Pivetta against Greinke, and Pivetta has been making some improvements recently. In the minors, his numbers, his stats were not terribly inspiring, but he has been making some improvements recently. That does sometimes happen with pitchers like Pivetta, and I think his improvements may be for real, at least for the short term. And Philly's getting a big underdog line here now. They've still been losing, but they've been competitive in their past 2 series, somewhat competitive, right? Their last game went to extra innings against Arizona. They did get 1 win against Arizona, and the same sort of deal with their recent series, with the series before that at home against St. Louis. They had 1 game that went to extra innings. They had 1 game they did wind up winning. So, I'm not sure I'd want to take Arizona here at that high of a favorite line. And that's about it. We've covered pretty much all the games. There's also Yankees, White Sox, Colorado, San Francisco. Let's get to some of the comments, shall we, Matty?
I have
go ahead.
quite an announcement.
Okay, what's
well, first of all, you're fired. We, as many of you know, we're having a current bet points contest for June, right, for baseball.
Yeah.
And we do this every month. So, we don't need to get into all that, Mr. Goss. I know I'm doing terribly.
Yeah.
A bunch of us are doing well, though. Like Ian's doing well, Drew's doing well, Cynthia, whatever. Blah, blah, blah. Now, this month, whoever wins gets a T-shirt and some other stuff. Maybe will be a guest host on our show. However, next month, if you've been paying attention to our Twitter, you might know that we are having a conference in August down here for football.
Yeah.
Right? So this is a betting contest, guys, for football. Everybody around the world, anybody, But we'll be giving away 5 tickets to that. Next month. So July bet points contest. You can win yourself a trip to Costa Rica.
Wow. Really?
For our conference.
Really?
That's pretty big damn news.
Wow.
So I'll put the link to the description. I'll put the link to that contest in the description of this video afterwards. We'll be posting it on Twitter a bunch too. But yeah. So
that's a round trip ticket?
No, you never get to leave. It's a round trip ticket.
Wow!
I just got word before I came in here earlier, so it's pretty damn exciting, I gotta say.
All right, very nice. To reiterate what Matty Ice just said, apparently, I think I heard correctly, the winners of the July bet points contest at SBR Contests, right? Where also the link can be found at sbrforum.com, right? So right. The July bet
I'll be tweeting them out.
Yeah, the July bet points contest winners apparently will be winning, in addition to whatever bet points they win, a free trip to Costa Rica. That's very nice. Okay, do we have to be in it again? I guess we do, right?
Yeah, it's a lot. I find it to be a lot of fun. Actually, it kind of keeps me sharp. For some reason, I'm not into my fantasy league this season. I don't know why, but it's sort of keeping me.
I find it to be a lot of fun in theory. In reality, when I see my results, it's not as much fun as it is in theory. But
yeah, it's okay. Me and you are the worst.
Maybe I'll start kicking ass this upcoming.
Win yourself a free ticket to Costa Rica.
Yeah, we'll see. All right, sounds good. So let's get to some of these interesting comments here. Let me check. All right,
Marty Ice. Thank you, Hako. I don't know. Is that an autocorrect thing, or do people think my name's Marty?
Yeah, I don't know. That's a better name. That's a better name. You should change your name to Marty.
Zach, if you wouldn't mind, you could put that link up to July contest in the chat a while.
Okay. The first funny comment of the day from Wang Zhou was, hello, boys. Hello, period. Boys, with 5 exclamation points. Excellent.
I saw one that was,
perfect.
I'll go for my favorite Wang Zhou today. Let me just find it.
Wang Zhou, it's all in the details with Wang Zhou. A very subtle, every exclamation point is purposeful with Wang Zhou. His first comment of the day was hello, period. Boys, exclamation points. Hello. Back to you, Wang Zhou. Hello, right back at you. All right, a lot of people saying Berrios said.
Oh, there we go. Dodger is hanging fruit ? Hill is ball of king.
Yes. A lot of people asking about Berrios, suggesting that Berrios at that line is. Let me see comments here.
We need to show up on weekend. Oh my God, not doing well without you.
Blake Wolfson says, agree, Nicholas. Minnesota and Texas look like great value plays. Yeah, you could make an argument for both of them. It's just the Texas one. I'm not a buyer on Hamels right now at all going forward. Again, that's just basically, do you want to take Hamels, or do you want to actually take Cleveland at home as a big? There's no way in hell I'm taking Cleveland at home as a big favorite. If I'm going to fade Hamels here, I'll take him on the money line. I'm sorry, on the team total over. Jim Bean says Dodgers and the Angels over, low hanging fruit. Yes, I was thinking about that one as well. The over is something that I'm considering, and also the Dodgers team total over at 5. Yes, I agree with you, Jim Bean. For now, I'm going to look at that one a little bit more later. But yes, okay, let's see. Jeff I says this guy has no clue how to bet. He bets -1 like a goofball and loses so much value. That's actually not true in the slightest. I don't lose any value at all. It's the same thing as betting -1 or -1.5 or on the money line. I don't buy the -1 at the books, as people know. I make my own -1s where I take the best money line I can find and the best run line I can find. At the same amount to win as on the money line as to risk on the run line, and you wind up with your own -1 line. You're able to line shop. You don't have to take what the books offer. That's why when I quote the lines, I quote the money line and the run line that I'm taking for both parts of that bet. Okay, let's see. Al Hard says no sound. Is that true? We're getting sound. I guess
I'm listening to it right here.
Other people would
turn this up again.
Okay. Other comment.
Yeah, sounds good.
Loose Gun says, I have a sound, guys. All right.
Sorry for that.
Yes.
Sorry that you have to hear us.
Wang Zhou says, Dodgers on fire. Yes, they are on fire. They are absolutely killing it. They've won about 10 in a row or something like that. And they are one of the most profitable teams in June. So, yeah, and I think that Jim Bean says Dodgers, Angels, 2 bad pitchers over is a play.
Under 9.
Jim Bean says, no watching. Wang Zhou says, no Washington. Waka on pitch. I'm not sure what that means. That means that's
like a Confucius. Like we have to think about like something that would be in the I Ching.
I mean, Washington is playing the Cubs. Washington is playing the Cubs, and Waka is pitching for St. Louis. So I don't know what the hidden meaning there is, but behind that aphorism by Wang Zhou. No Washington. Waka on pitch. Okay, interesting there. Jeff I says Hill is not a bad pitcher. I believe that going forward, yes, his last start was decent. Going forward, I'm not a buyer on him, and I'm going to be looking to roughly fade him. But you're right, his last start was good, and hopefully he will have a good start here again as well. All right. Arthur Funcha says, how about Cleveland under, Pete? No, I think I would definitely be leaning over on that one. Carrasco's good. Obviously, Hamels, again, might have a good start in his first start back, but I'm not a buyer here. And at just 8.5, now it's up to 9. I took it at 8.5. I liked it at 8.5. I didn't take it on the, actually, I did take that one, I think, slightly on the overnight. And Carrasco is, obviously excellent, but also hittable. So I would have a lean to the under on that one. All right, let's see other comments. Jim Bean says mini hits sail well historically. Yeah, I mean, a lot of reasons to take a shot with Minnesota here. I'm going to lay off it, but I'm going to definitely endorse it as a lean. Let's see other comment. Okay. Yes, Wang Zhou says Dodger is hanging fruit. Hill is ball of king. Ooh, what does that mean?
King of balls.
Dodger is hanging fruit. Hill is ball of king.
I assume that is more of a control issue thing than a courage thing.
Yeah, right. Okay, let's see. Paco Schofield making a parlay. Washington, Arizona, Cleveland, Dodgers. Oof, all right. Obviously I agree with Dodgers and Washington.
Totally agree, Rich.
Cleveland, Arizona is, I guess I would agree with that one, although how high of a favorite should they be?
What's that one?
And I feel about, Cleveland, it's obvious there's something psychologically wrong with them at home, but I can't make a strong case against any of those plays individually. Another one, David Bainbridge saying, can't hear anything Pete is saying. I don't know.
I got a few of those too. I'm not really sure. I'm watching this. I'm watching it here on a tablet, so the video looks fine on mine.
Yeah.
I got audio.
And I think we'd be getting more comments. All right. So I'm not
really
sure. Yeah. White Sox great against lefties. Yes, of course. White Sox are one of the best team in baseball against lefties. One of the worst teams against righties. So you could certainly make a case for the White Sox as a home underdog, and also the Yankees have a couple of injuries too. Who's out for the Starlin Castro is out, and who's the other one who's out for the Yankees? Not Judge, but the other one.
Not Sanchez.
Aaron Hicks, right? Hicks and Castro are both. Well, I believe Castro's day to day, but I'm assuming he'll be out here, and Hicks is out. So yeah, there might be, and the Yankees have been slumping a little bit anyway. So the White Sox, as a solid home underdog there against the lefty, might actually be that might be an excellent pick. Actually, I don't know why I didn't think about making that one a better pick. I guess because Montgomery's been pretty good, and Holmberg I'm a little bit down on as a starter going forward. But yeah, the White Sox could easily be a good pick as a home underdog. And let's see other comments. Let's see. Jim Bean says White Sox great play. Yes. Very, very much could be the case there. Just getting some other picks here. It's kind of a lazy day here with only 8 games out. Nicholas Susi says, internet out again. The show is getting too popular. Yes, that could be it. Perhaps we're breaking the internet with our 150 viewers every morning.
Call Al Gore.
Yeah. Blake Wolfson says, Pistol Pete, how come you're down on Hamels when Cleveland are ice cold at home and Texas bats are firing? Yes, I'm not down on Hamels in this particular game. I'm saying that in general, this year, I think he's going to be overvalued, and I think there's going to be good value fading on him and betting value on him to get hit. Not necessarily in this game, though. I just mean, when he's coming back. Before he went down, his numbers were suggesting that he was as bad as he was still overachieving, and I'm down on Hamels, in the upcoming weeks and months for however long he is in the starting rotation. If it's the whole year, that means I'm probably down on him the whole year in general. Again, not necessarily on this specific game, and I'm going to definitely pass on that one for now.
Mr. B Hunt, I like this thread you got going on.
I'm sorry?
B Hunt's talking about the Rockies.
Okay.
All right, guys. Okay. Hey, guys. Also, thanks for watching, by the way. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and you can set notifications on our channel. My own censorship. You can set notifications on YouTube so that I'll let you know whenever we do go live, because we do some live updates sometimes, like off the big news.
Yes. All right. So I'm just going to read a couple of other interesting comments, because the comments are funny, but also more often than that, informative. And yes, as we sit here, the White Sox as a home dog, definitely okay. Wang Joe says red ! Starting pickup. Red should be hanging fruit. Really? Red should be hanging fruit. Unfortunately, there's a glitch in the SBR odds, and the red game is
What's going on with the internet today?
Is not on SBR odds right now. Yeah, Finnegan is starting. That's right. Finnegan is, it could be. I mean, fading St. Louis in general, Waka has been terrible. Fading St. Louis in general is something that I'm willing to do right now. It's just 2 terrible teams. Cincinnati has also been terrible this in June. Excuse me. So yeah, I'm not a believer in Finnegan. Waka is struggling. The first half over might be a decent play, and you might be right there. Wang Joe, red starting to pick up. Red should be hanging fruit. Okay.
Yeah.
Seth Berry says, even at the low number of 9, how do you like the underplay in the Arizona game? Yes, if you gave me a free play, I was thinking about that one. If you gave me a free play on that one, definitely I would take the under at 9. Definitely I would take the under as opposed to the over. Don't quite have the balls to give that one as a pick, but that would definitely be a lean for sure, the under in the Arizona-Philly game. It's just that that is a little bit of a wild card. He's been better recently, but this is a tough assignment, and he could get lit up here as well.
This is a question I want to know.
Okay.
Nathan Wilson asks, are you guys familiar with the new bats called Axe bats?
Called what?
Axe bats.
The new bats in Major League Baseball?
You didn't specify, but I'm curious. I don't know what that is.
I'll certainly look into that. Any kind of yes. Let's see. All right. Tomarino Tomor says Holmberg is solid. Montgomery is not a -150 pitcher on the road. White Sox is left-handed pitching. Yes. Absolutely. I agree with you, Tomarino Tomor. The White Sox might be a great play today. Even if they lose, it might not necessarily be be a bad bet. All right, I'll look into that. Axe bats. Let's see. Just quickly looking for other comments, and then we'll wrap this up. Then we will wrap this up. White Sox, yeah, everyone liking the White Sox. I can certainly understand that. I certainly don't. Maybe I will throw that one on. What the hell? Who cares? Let me see.
Who cares?
Who cares? Who cares? All right, that's it for the comments. Let me just quickly review all the games for today. Philadelphia, Arizona. The under 9 could be a good play. It's just the question is exactly what are you going to get from Pivetta? Arizona's lineup is, of course, always dangerous. Pivetta is improving, and that improvement does feel legitimate, but I'm going to hold off on the under on that one, but I would definitely lean that way. Washington -1. Definitely very, 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 very tempting to take that one. Butler is ass or close to it, and Gonzalez has been legitimately excellent. What do you think about that one? Maybe I'll throw on Washington -1. What the hell? Maybe.
Yeah,
Let me
cares,
think.
man.
Let me think. The Cubs do hit lefties well, though. I do well betting on the Cubs when they're up against it. They might surprisingly get to Gonzalez here. So I'll hold off on that one, but the Cubs -1 is tempting. Not even officially, but it's just tempting. Minnesota at that big of an underdog line in the +190s has got to be a lean, especially in light of how good Minnesota has been on the road. And also the first 5 innings under has got to be tempting on that one. And then the Cleveland, Texas one, it's going to be a pass for me. There's something wrong with Cleveland at home. And again, I'm down on Hamels long-term going forward, not necessarily in this spot. White Sox as a big home underdog against the Yankees with some injuries. White Sox facing a lefty. And Holmberg, can be decent, although, I'm not, I think he's serviceable. At that big of a home underdog line, that has got to be a lean as well. And then the pick of the day, my only official pick, and also counting as low-hanging fruit, is the Dodgers -1 at about, a little bit better than -160. And some people chimed in with the over on that one, which I would certainly not disagree with. And the Dodgers team total over is a little bit high at 5 -112, but they're probably going to hit Nolasco. Nolasco could be very, very vulnerable here. So that's it. That's it for the card today. Just one play. And it does count as low-hanging fruit, and that is Dodgers -1. Short day today.
One of the Mets going to bring TiVo up.
Yes.
I mean, what the hell? Why not?
What the hell? Exactly.
Sell a few extra tickets and T-shirts.
Carlos Luder says, tonight's best bet, no bet. I can certainly understand that, except that I do think that the Dodgers tonight is a legitimately excellent play. Dodgers -1 is the only play for day for me, and does count as low-hanging fruit. Can we wrap it up, Matty Ice? Let's wrap it up. Short show. Yes.
Yeah.
Let's
all
not
right.
waste people's
guys, don't
time
forget,
here.
check out our July Bet Points contest at sbrcontests.com and enter. You got a chance to come on down to Costa Rica.
Okay, sounds
lucky
good.
People.
Short show today. I like that. I like to not waste people's time. We'll be back tomorrow, though, for the Tuesday card with the full card. Should be a normal 45-minute show tomorrow. Thanks for tuning in.
Thanks.